The fact that we need to be able to balance the ledgers and to actually draft a trial balance. But then, if we just look at from journals to ledgers, guys, the one thing that becomes more important than anything is what what is written under each and every table. Where's the example on CD? I think it's on CDR. What page is that? Let's find the example for CDR. CDR. We were still in the unit 4. On page 105 in the 2019, on page 105, they got our example for CBR. If our journal is CBR, what will be our main ledger account in CBR? What is the main account in CBR? Pardon? We have the main account being bank. We've got bank and other accounts. And then when we go to the next one is CBP. What's the main account? Again, we've got bank and other accounts. So what they are writing underneath each and every table, underneath each and every journal, as we call them, is the fact that if we are in CBR, they tell you to debit bank. You debit bank, you credit everything else. Let's not talk about the second transaction being what? Second transaction, if we are selling, there's going to be cost of sales and inventory. We debit cost of sales and credit inventory every time we are making a sale. More so because we are using the perpetual inventory system. Does that make sense? Okay, I guess then, remember the other part of our table. After we finish sundry accounts, there is a space here and they got cost of sales. And the cost of sales, they say debit, cost of sales, and then credit inventory, which is always the case. Every time we make a sale, if somehow in your CBR, there is a column for sales, and there's money in this column sales, then there must be money in cost of sales. And that money, we are going to debit cost of sales and credit inventory. This is when we've got that 4 accounts transaction, we are making a sale on the perpetual inventory system, meaning that we are keeping track of our cost of sales. We account for the movement in inventory when it happens. So, but then this transition, how do we take our totals from journals and put them in ledgers? Oh, by the way, there's an activity you guys are going to do for like 30 minutes. I think it's the same thing. Yeah. I'm going to give you journals, totals, and then you have to be able to take whatever column. If I say record sales, remember you go into each and every journal and search if there's a column for sales. The only thing is that when there's a column for sale, you need to know it's not going to be readily available. You need to know it as a student to say that if I've got in the CBP, I've got bank, we debit or credit it. We credit it. And then let's go and say we're going to have the credit or the petty cash journal. So when we've got the petty cash journal, what is the main account? Petty cash. So the main account is petty cash. The question is, what do we do to petty cash when we have the petty cash journal? We credit it. You see? So each and every one of these tables will tell you the main thing that you do in that account. Except, of course, for the general journal, which there's no main account. We are just basically doing one transaction as it comes. But then the ones with columns are basically a little bit more straightforward. Once you've studied like the principle of saying, when I'm taking the total, or let's say we are taking the column bank from CBP in the ledger. Remember our ledger we said The other day we were in that other class and then we said define ledger. When you said T account, I said yes. Let's leave it at that point. Our ledger basically means T account. If you've got a T account called bank, all the money or all the funds that comes from CBR must be on the debit side. So we're gonna have CBR on the debit side. All the money that comes from the CBP must be on the credit side. So we're gonna have, remember this is the folio column. Our folio will be CBP. And then, by the way, it's only in these two cash books where we have bank. Only in CBR and CBP where we have bank. Two things happen to money. We are either receiving money or making a payment. We receive money, which journal? We receive money, CBR, we make a payment. That's everything that ever happens to bank, nothing more. We are either receiving money or making a payment. And then after the petty cash journal, I think we've got the creditors journal. Then our question remains the same. What do we do? Or let's say, what is the main account? When we are in the CJ, creditors journal, what is the main account? Pardon? We've got creditors control. Do we debit or credit creditors control when we are in the CJ? We debit. Where are we getting that? At this point in time, we go to credit transaction. That will be learning unit 5, I think on page 181. There is the structure for creditors and creditors allowance. Underneath each and every one of these tables, guys, this is not something that I'm making up. It's in your book. They did not make it up. It makes logical sense in accounting. The fact that in the creditors journal, we are buying on credit. Right? We are buying on credit. Does our creditors increase or decrease when we buy on credit? They increase. Then we go and ask ourselves, if a liability is increasing, do we debit it or credit it? A liability is increasing, do we debit it or credit it? We credit it. You see, it makes logical sense. The fact that you are 50-50, there's a 50% chance of you being correct, means that there's a 50% chance of you being wrong. But at the end of the day, whatever total we have in any one of these journals must somehow come into the ledger in a systematic way. Remember, we are recording systematically. We are now recording systematically. Accounting is what? The recording of transactions. How do we record? We record systematically. And how do we record? I think it was in financial management. They actually had to go and say, how do we record? We record systematically. So the systematic way of recording says, when we are in the creditors journal, we are increasing crediting a liability. We are increasing our creditors. So when we go into the cash, our creditors allowance journal, CAJ, what is the main account? CAJ, what's the main account? Creditors control again. We've got creditors control. Do we credit or debit creditors control? We debit creditors control. We were making a return. If we are making a return, it means that we have to come back and pay them less money. That is why we have to debit creditors control when we are in the creditors allowance journal. And then don't forget that if we are debiting bank, it means we credit everything else. If we are crediting bank, we debit everything else. If we are crediting petty cash, we debit everything else. All the other columns will be credited. If we are in the creditors journal, we are somehow crediting creditors control. We will be debiting everything else. It makes sense. We buy trading inventory on credit. There must be an account. Let's say we've got creditors control and then we've got inventory. If we are buying it on credit, we've already agreed that if we buy on credit, we must go and increase our creditors. Correct? So we go on the creditors, let's say it's 6,000, we will increase our creditors by 6,000. And then we are getting something. Remember, it's a transaction, it's an exchange. There must be a debit, there must be a credit, there must be at least two accounts. What's the other account? We were buying inventory. Inventory is an asset. Our assets are increasing. Will debit or credit? Then we also debit 6,000. For every debit, there is a credit. The same thing that we do here is basically, it's all of accounting put together. It must at some point get to a space where it makes logical sense. Over and above it making logical sense, you are a student. I'm not supposed to tell you that you can cram what happens in each and every table. You can actually just go and cram what happens in each and every table. Because our next table would be we need the CAJ. After CAJ, what do we have? DJ. DJ, what is the main account? Oh, debtors journal. What's the main account? Debtors control. So guys, once you've got this sort of a summary, like, I think we started on page what? 105. We're now on page 185 probably. So, but then we are just making a summary so that we can understand the logic. You're not going to get it because I'm saying it. You're going to get it once you start applying it. That is why I must always have an activity for you guys to do, so that you can test yourself. Because some of us have a tendency of not knowing what we don't know. You only realize that you don't know when you're in the exam or in the test. So that's why, like Taps was here, you heard him saying that if any one of you fail, they must come and have a meeting with me and him. We are doing our best. We are doing all we can to make you guys pass. So the thing is that we're going to call a meeting with somebody and the person will not come. Yeah, but it's okay. So in the debtors journal, do we debit or credit debtors control? We debit debtors control. Debtors journal, we are selling on credit. If we sell on credit, it means that instead of increasing bank, if we were selling for cash, we were going to increase the money that's in the bank. Now, since we are not receiving cash, we are receiving a right. So now we've got a right to claim money from somebody else. We go and say, oh, now we've got debtors. Debtors are people who pay us at a later stage. If they buy on credit, we sell to them on credit. It's the same thing. Them buying on credit, our debtors buying on credit, or our debtors buying on credit, or us selling to debtors on credit. It's the same thing. Then when that happens, we need to go and increase our debtors. We are debiting an asset. It's on page 50, whereby you'll be able to realize where bank is an asset, fixed cash is an asset, creditors is a liability, debtors is an asset. So you need to be able to make that distinction. And then we go and say, what will be our next book? Right? DAJ, the Debtors Allowance Journal. We allow our debtors to return some of the things that they got on credit. What is the main account? We have debtors control again. Another asset is debtors control. We debit or credit it? We credit it. I mean, like, and at the end of the day, we know this CBR and CBP are opposites. Which one? CJ and CAJ are opposites. And then DJ and DAJ are opposites. That is why the main account is similar here, the main account is similar here, the main account is similar here. There is no ways one else going. Wherever you're going to have to debit bank. If you are debiting bank, if you are CBR and CBP, one of them is wrong. And it happens. I mean, guys, if you're going to get it wrong, please get it completely wrong. Mix them up. I will understand that at least you know the fact that if you debit something, you must also credit something. If you want to mix them up, you would rather credit bank here and debit bank here. Not that we've got two books that are opposite, you credit bank and you credit bank. It does not make logical sense. We cannot have two opposite journals whereby you treat one account in the same way. And then we go and say that what is the last one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There must be 8. What's the last one? Then we've got the general. Journal. What happens in the general journal? What happens in the general journal? Everything else. Like seriously, everything else. Like we are going to have cash transactions. These are gonna be cash transactions. All our cash transactions will be recorded in bank. It doesn't matter where we are receiving the money from. As long as we are receiving money, it will be in CBR. If we are making a payment, it doesn't matter who we are paying. We might be paying donations, we might be paying the owner, as long as money is leaving the bank, we will be in the cash group payments. And then we've got petty cash transactions, or not transactions, petty cash payments. When we pay from petty cash, we're going to use the petty cash journal. I tried to explain the other day what happens when we are getting money for petty cash. What happens when we are getting the money to put in the petty cash card? How do we record that transaction? Anybody? How? I can pause my class and just ask you guys, how would you record if we write a check, a cash check, to the bank so that we can have money for petty cash? What would you debit, what would you credit? What happens? No one knows. Or you want me to call you individually? What happens when we write a check so that we can have money in the petty cash? It's like an EFT transfer. Like we just transfer money from our current bank account with the bank to our petty cash account. In which journal will we record that transaction? CBP. Guys, I said it doesn't matter who we are paying, where the money is going. As long as money is leaving the bank account, it's a cash transaction. So we will go into CBP, we will credit bank. CBP, we are crediting bank, we debit everything else. So we'll go and say debit bank, credit petty cash. No, what? Debit petty cash. Debit petty cash, credit bank with whatever money. Now, meaning that in the petty cash journal, we only record petty cash payments. When we are paying from petty cash, it will be in the petty cash, journal. Now, in the creditors journal, we are buying on credit. Creditors allowance, returning whatever we bought on credit, returning credit purchases, and then debtors journal. What's happening? What sort of transaction is in the debtors journal? Selling on credit, and then creditors allowance journal. Yeah, credit sales returns. So we sell something on credit. If they return it, is in the CAJ. If it was cash, guess what? If somebody comes into your shop and buys with cash, they will be in CBR, right? When they return whatever they bought, you must also give them cash. I bought with cash. When I come and return whatever I bought, I want my cash back. Do you see that? So since they want their cash back, it becomes a payment. Are we together? Then in the general journal, we are saying that in the general journal, everything else happens. So anything that is not any of these transactions will happen in our general journal. Give me examples of what we will record in the general journal. We've got depreciation, Some of you like don't talk to me. Depreciation and money. What else? Capital. Capital of asset. When the owner is contributing anything else other than money, if the owner contributes money, it's a cash transaction. We are receiving money. If the owner contributes anything other than money, yeah, he might be contributing. I mean, he cannot contribute liabilities to the business. Every time an owner is making a contribution, it becomes an asset. Remember what makes up asset? Our assets are made of owner's equity plus liabilities. So if the owner is giving us anything, it becomes an asset. Bank is an asset. We have it in CBR. Any other contribution from the owner, non-cash contributions. Let's say non-cash capital contributions. Non-cash capital contributions. The owner gave us a lounge sheet. The owner gave us a vehicle. The owner gave us land. All those are non-cash capital contributions. Every time the owner is giving us anything, we credit capital and debit whatever we are receiving. Correct? Then let's go and say, after non-cash capital depreciation, non-cash capital contribution, what else? Drawings, non-cash drawings. Cash drawings, CBP. Non-cash drawings, non-cash items. Yeah. Non-cash, okay, non-cash items, non-credit items, non-credit, like we said, everything else. As long as it's not one of these transactions, it will be in our general journal. Our credit losses. When we were looking at the source document, where are the source document? 100. 10. Not 105. The one where we were recording using source document. They give us pictures of source document. Which page is that? 157. Yeah, so from 156 up until 165. So let's look at those general vouchers. The general vouchers start at 163. Where, remember, like there's a source document for each and every one of these. Source documents for CBR. I kept saying, guys, this is more like a revision. Remember, before we come to journals, where are we coming from? What is step number 2? What is step number 2 in our accounting cycle? Source document, SDs. So the source document for CBR, we have a receipt. Source document for CBP, we have a check. Source document for petty cash voucher. Creditors journal. The source document for creditors journal. Credit invoice. And then our, what do you call it? A source document for creditors allowance journal. Pardon? Credit note. Is it original credit note or duplicate? The original. So we can have the original credit note or the duplicate debit note, the DDN. And then you need to be able. The only thing that I wanted to bring your attention to, figure out the two. Figure out DJ and DAJ. What are the source documents? And then when we go into our general journal, we say that all general vouchers, we will call them general vouchers. All general vouchers will be recorded in the general journal, meaning that each and everything or each and every source document from page 163 will go into our general journal. The first one was drawing. General voucher number 56. It was drawing. So somebody was making what? The non-cash drawing. So the owner took something which was not cash. But then the fact that it was a general voucher means that we need to somehow make an entry in our general journal. We go and say, you look at all the general vouchers. General voucher number 57, it was capital, non-cash capital. And then number 58, it's a drawings again, non-cash drawings. Number 59, credit losses. There we go. We're gonna have, we've got depreciation, non-cash capital contribution, non-cash drawings, and then we've got credit losses. Then after credit losses, what do we have? Pardon? After credit losses, what do we have? Settlement discount of given to runaway traders, being 20%. Settlement discount. So, a settlement discount. Somehow we give somebody a settlement discount, we're going to have to record in the journal vouchers. If somebody, I think, wait, what was it? Oh, I think it's in ACDP. Somebody is supposed to pay us 1,200, but we want the money very fast. So we give them an incentive. If you pay us today, you only pay us 1,000. The 200 we can buy from. Guess what? They're going to pay us 1,000, right? We go into their account and say minus 1,000 coming from bank. So they paid us 1,000. Now they still have a balance of 2,000. It's like 200. It doesn't like it's accounting. Money doesn't come from nowhere, and it must have a source and it must go somewhere. This 200, we can't just forget about it. There must be an entry for us to record that the 200 actually decreased to 0. That is where our general voucher comes in. We further go and say this one would be a receipt. They paid us, we gave them a receipt, right? And then they will say that then there was a general voucher to record the discount. We go and say minus 200. Then they owe us 0 rent. It was the incentive. Like settlement discount is basically an incentive for us. We want money very quickly, or we want these people to actually come back and pay. We offer them discounts, meaning that our price must be initially very high, so that we can offer discount and still make a profit. And let's go and say, now once we figure out what we are going to record in each and every, or like the transactions that we will record in the journal, is there any other one? Settlement discount, or interest. Those who don't pay, we charge them interest. We said, pay us today, the 1,200, pay us today. If you don't pay, like if you pay us today, we're going to give you a discount of 200. So those who paid no longer owe us. Those who continue to owe us, we charge them interest. Maybe it's long overdue. You've been owing the bank for 7 months now. They just keep on adding interest. They just keep on adding interest. They are going to give us general vouchers every time we have to add interest. They will tell you that we charged the account of so and so with this much money, and we use general voucher number 6. Even if you were not sure where you have to go and record them charging an account, the source document they give us is the general voucher, meaning we have to come and record in the general journal. Does it make sense? So we will have, what is that? Interest. Whether we are charged interest, our creditors can charge us interest. They will send us a debit note, a credit invoice. They'll send us a credit note to say, guys, we've credited your account. And then we will we make our own source document. We'll make a general voucher to record the interest. Are we together? And then that's